Either you love it or hate it, anime become more popular, more mainstream, it's trying to turn a lot more. But there's something about it that I recently discovered that I'm starting to despise, and that's romance in anime. Not romance anime, but romance in anime. And it's so fucking annoying that I talk about it and get off my chest because this shit is getting ridiculous. I feel like I'm watching a damn soap opera or a damn novella at times because I don't know what's happening. And then the damn protagonist all up in his head and get his ass beat because he's so confused. But that's not the point. Why do they do the things that they do just to drag things out and prolong it for no reason and contribute nothing to the plot? Like, did I get hoodwinked? Did I get bamboozled? Did I read the description wrong? This is what I signed up for? No. Like, didn't the description say boy gets sent to another world to save set a world from the demon king, but ends up being boy falls in love with girl A, but then there's a girl B, and then girl B falls in love with him. She confesses, but since she's not girl A, the boy's confused, doesn't know what to do, and then he just goes on to these random adventures, and then you just in there like, what happened to the main plot? Like, who's the demon king? And you're just in there lost, and it just drags on, and it never ends, and you're like, ah, well, fuck me. But you know the sad part is I didn't come to a realization about this until last week when I was watching this anime called Dance Dance Dance. It's about this boy named Junpei. He wanted to do bad as a kid, but then his father died. He wanted to follow his father's footsteps, be a stuntman. Now skip a couple years later, he's in middle school. He's doing soccer. He's doing martial arts. Then one day during class, he does a flying kick, and the female protagonist Miyako knows how impressive he was. She encourages him to do ballet. It's honestly a good anime. I recommend it, but that's not what this is about. So skip to episode 8, and up to this point, it's been 99% about ballet, 1% about romance. But after these last 4 episodes, that all changes, and we get into the fuckery where I had to pause so that I could walk away because I don't know what the fuck I was witnessing. So towards the end of episode 8, we get a love confession between Junpei and Miyako. Honestly, didn't expect that. Cool, whatever. But the problem is we have another main male protagonist that's been part of this entire series who is called Leo, but I'm just calling him Lou. And he's had a traumatic upbringing, so because of that, he's very talented in ballet, and also because of this, he's isolated himself. But because of Junpei, he starts going to school again and goes to the summer dance school with him. But throughout the whole series, Lou is always looking down on Junpei, calling him a monkey because he's considered a natural in ballet. So after Junpei and Miyako are done confessing to each other, they share their first kiss. But in the hallway, Lou has seen what just happened, and that's basically the end of episode 8. So episode 9, nothing too crazy happens. Lou is sulking because of what just happened at the end of episode 8, because he thought Miyako had a crush on him. Miyako and Junpei are planning to go on a date after summer classes are done with. And towards the end of this episode, Junpei and Miyako discover that Lou has disappeared from his room, and that's the end of the episode. Now episode 10 is when it starts getting real doozy, folks. I don't even know where to begin. So Miyako has an idea where Lou might be, and on their way to where he could be, Miyako starts telling Junpei about Lou's traumatic childhood, and after she's done telling Junpei about this, she wonders why she's talking about it. Did she say too much? Then Junpei realizes that Miyako's the only person that Lou has ever had in his life that cared for him, and since Junpei thinks that he quote-unquote put Lou's light out, he comes to the conclusion that they should break up so that Miyako could be by Lou's side.
But wait! There's more!
Did I mention that they're cousins?
What? How you TYB yourself? How you give your bitch to her cousin? That makes sense. What am I watching? What?
Why?
Why?
It's so fucking weird. Why did they do that? Why did they set up like this? Why did they write it like what was the point of them getting together just to break up an episode later? Like, couldn't they stay together and both support him like they have been this entire series? Especially Junpei, who's been such a big influence on Lou, but somehow there's been no character development or really any growth from it, so I don't get how just Miyako being with him would be beneficial for the character. It's just really weird. I don't know what the author is trying to do with that plotline. The anime is done. It's like 200 chapters of the manga. Only 6 chapters have been translated, so we'll see if we get a season 2. But that got me thinking, why the anime have dumbass or weird ass romance where it's not the main focus, it's not the main plotline, it's not the tag, it's not the genre, it's not what it's about. And surprisingly, there wasn't that many that I could think of are fine, but I'm still gonna talk about them real quick. So Reincarnated Assassin, it's a way longer ass title. You could miss me trying to say the whole thing, but it's decent. It's just really weird because it's an old man who's considered the greatest assassin being reincarnated, but he still has the soul and mind of an old man. So when he gets to the age of 12, he has a harem of 12-year-old girls that want to be his lover, mistress, and wife. Now bear with me, this next part is very wild and out of pocket. But while sleeping with 2 of them, he has a wet dream, which the girls can smell what has occurred, and they tell him if he ever feels pent up that he can use their bodies for release.
FBI, open up! You what?
Huh? Such a nut ass. What the hell are you talking about? No, stop. And if I remember correctly, he confesses his love for one of them at the end of the show. And I know he's doing all this for the main goal of trying to assassinate the hero. And you're probably thinking, well, why didn't they do all this when the characters were adults? See, I don't know if they all did this intentionally or he just shot himself in the foot. But the problem is, this all has to be done before the main protagonist turns 18. If not, the world ends. So overall, it's just really weird what goes on this show when it comes to romance. And oh yeah, we have cousin lovers again. So ReZero isn't that bad when it comes to romance, but it was really annoying in season 1 how much of a fucking simp Subaru was for Amelia and a little bit of Ren being a simp for Subaru. Like before season 2, we really didn't get why he was so head over heels for Amelia, except that she saved him from getting his ass even more beaten. And once he gets saved, he's at her beck and call, ready to go to the ends of earth for like, god damn, for what? He's only known for a day or 2? Oh my god, I just realized he's a masochist. Like, who does all this for people you barely know? This man is freaky. If it was me, I'm living a peaceful life, and since this is a fancy RPG like world, I'm exploring the infinite money glitch for bugging the fuck out. And I guess he gets a return on his investment in the next season, so it pays off. But at least we do get why Ren feels the way she does for Subaru. It's just tragic how much she gets shit on, especially in season 2. Just to play second fiddle, like holy, all the trial and tribulation she goes through to not even rewarded for it. And overall, it's just sad, but it still has dumb romance for no reason. Darling the Franks, I'm pretty sure we all seen this roller coaster of drama and what the fucks. Like, he's in love with her, she's in love with him, he's in love with her. She doesn't really care until the second half of the show. Pretty sure these two like each other, but too bashful or prideful to realize and admit it. He likes her, she doesn't like anybody until later on when she falls for him. He doesn't like her until later on when he starts to like her back. Oh, and we have this character which they didn't know what to do with, so they decided to make her part of this love pentagon. Now she likes her. Honestly, this thought does my boy for totally dirty. Like, tell me how she laughing it up, chopping it up with him, smiling, feeding him food. She agrees to his promise to be his partner forever. Then in that same episode, she breaks it and goes around with another guy. Like, mad disrespectful. Why did she play with his feeling? Like, could she just not agree to his promise and say, sorry, I don't want to, you chop little bitch? Like, all he wanted to do was protect her to be her knight and shine her armor. Instead, he got his heart put in the dirt. Tragic. I don't know where to start with this Pentagon, but I guess I'll start with Ikuno, who I kind of feel bad for since she's confused about her feelings and her sexuality, which doesn't get a proper conclusion. So we just see her slowly dying towards the end of the show because she's helping slow down the rapid aging of the other pilots, which is sad. But the real problem is this dickhead who just pisses you off trying to complicate things all because she's a hater and the guy she wants doesn't want her. And she's stringing along Goro after he confesses to her and cuts the hell out of her when she starts kissing and confesses to the hero while Goro's walking down the stairs. Like, holy, 30 seconds after 02 leaves, she just throwing herself all over a hero. Not gonna lie though, it was funny watching her struggle and pray that things would change when 102 was out of the picture.
We do not care.
But honestly, I don't feel bad for Goro. This is who he settled for since he took his man's scraps basically. Like, do better. And I don't have much to say about Hero and 02's relationship. Just, I don't know if I should feel bad or glad that 02 was using Hero like a little hooker to defeat the monsters. And she doesn't really like him until she finds out he's the kid that tried to help her escape. And it's tragic how this is a sci-fi mech anime, but when the couples are established and the romance is done, it becomes a dog shit ass anime. And I get it, it's a dystopian world, so they wouldn't really know how to handle situations they were put in. Plus the way they were raised, that stuff was shunned upon. But still, it's some real stupidity with the romance in this anime. And I love ReZero. It's one of my favorite anime. It's just that season 1 was cringy and annoying with the romance. I really like Dance Dance. I didn't expect any romance until maybe the end of the series. It's just those last 4 episodes and the relationship between the cousin lovers make my head hurt. Darling the Franks, I like when it first released, but while skimming through the episodes, I forgot how goddamn horny this show is. And then it's too much romantic drama. Also, what the hell is this?
What is that? Oh shit, what is that?
And I have no more comments on Reincarnated Assassin. Let's just forget it exists. Like, I'm not saying these shows are bad or animated since they have romance in them. It just makes it annoying and hard to watch sometimes when you keep up with them, because I don't want to sit here watching the protagonist be getting these ultimatums by these dumb side characters. Or when they get put in these situations where they somehow think there's only one outcome, which is so idiotic, it takes away my enjoyment and my immersion of the show that I'm watching. And I'm left scratching my head questioning as to why the author wrote it like this. And I get Japan's a whole different country, a whole different type of culture, but ain't no way that's how it be going down over there or how they perceive romantic relationships are. I just don't get it. And now I'm wondering how Japanese live action television is with romance, because if it's anything similar to how anime is, you might as well go to Japan, since you're gonna have a bunch of women at your hip and you're gonna be TYBing guys left and right. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's all just fictional. But don't worry, I'll continue to point out the annoyances and other things too. But that's all I got for today. Like, subscribe, and share with a homie. Peace.